Welcome back to the archive. If you haven't seen the first episode, aka May 2008, go check it out now for an intro to this series. Anyway, the first video starts off like this.
Oh, hello. Sorry, I'm just colouring in this next square of Jasmine's birth calendar.
The reason it just starts with me colouring the calendar as if the computer just randomly decided to record me without my permission is because back then it would take several seconds to actually start recording after I pressed the button. So I never really knew when the video was going to start until I noticed the recording light was on.
Let's get to the point of this video. The exams. Basically, in week 3, I had things called NAPLAN tests. NAPLAN tests are done by the government for all the students in Australia to compare them in math, English and literacy. Forget that. But anyway, that's basically what they compare us all in.
Well, hopefully me pronouncing literacy wasn't part of the test. Anyway, in the next video, I simply talk about another Pocket God update, and if you've been paying attention to all the videos in the archive so far, you've probably recognised all the names of my pygmies, such as Owen, Daniel, Bronson, Josh, and of course, Mr. Payne. Because what kid doesn't want to have their teacher as a character in a sandbox video game, where you can do whatever you want to them?
Ah, here we go. Big wave over the island. Now they're underwater. And I can even tap this, and it's like a spear that can kill them and eat them.
What a coincidence! That spear just happened to go right through Mr. Payne. I spoke about The Sims 3 in the next video. I wonder if I had Mr. Payne as a sim with no cooking experience and put him in a doorless and windowless kitchen. Well, without video evidence, we'll never know. In the next video, I talk more about Jasmine's estimated birth date.
Jasmine is due 20th August 2009. And wow, I'd love to be born in 2009. Wow, that's such a good date to be born.
Wow, I really sound jealous there. As someone who loves the evolution of technology, the later you're born, the better. Anyway, let's move on.
Sorry, I just have a bit of trouble getting this video started. Oh, come on, light. Light. Oh. So the webcam always does this weird dark thing whenever the video starts. Come on, it's me, I'm here.
Yeah, this was a common issue with the right light technology in my old webcam. Let's just say that it often shows the wrong light. The video itself was just me explaining that information about Microsoft working on Windows 8 was starting to appear before Windows 7 was fully released. And with Windows 8 being the first episode of OS First Timer, we're less than 3.5 years away from the first episode's release. And it looks like my dad is celebrating this moment in the next video. Yeah, this ridiculous stupidity is nothing to do with OS First Timer. It's just pointless leaping onto a bed from a chair for the fun of it.
Jasmine, let's just say Dad
Don't try this at home.
Don't try this at home. He literally is at home.
Oh look, just a normal walk. Hey.
I know what I can do. Give it to me. I want to wear it like a cape so it looks like I'm flying through the air with a big cape.
I honestly don't think that wearing a blanket as a cape while landing on a bed as you get hit by a pillow should result in that much noise. Okay, that's enough stupidity for one video. Let's give this video the kick. In the next video, we visit the hospital for Mum's 30-week ultrasound. Here you can see them measuring the size of my sister's head and taking a general look at her.
Is that the head?
No, that's the stomach. Across.
Maybe some abdomen. This is in the chest, is the heart.
Oh, goodness.
Down towards the abdomen. Black spot's baby's stomach.
I think there was a face.
This is the face.
Oh, there's a little face.
This is the forehead.
Oh.
Nose. Mouth. Chubby cheek to the side.
Don't laugh.
Who's got those chubby cheeks?
Yup, there's the face, although I must admit, it does take a little imagination with these 2D ultrasounds to really see what everything looks like. Even with the now controversial 3D and 4D ultrasounds in 2019, it's still hard to visualise babies in the womb.
That's a cool tune.
That cool tune is music of the heart, and quite literally, that's my sister's heartbeat being picked up during the ultrasound. Anyway, in the next video I continue talking about the ultrasound and we look at the image of Jasmine's face, but since you've already seen it, let's move on.
Okay, we begin. The next colour on the Jasmine calendar. Now, we are colouring the next colour, which means Jasmine's progression of growth has further increased.
Wow, Jasmine's progression of growth has further increased. I'm trying to sound technical here, but it's going a little too far. The main point of this video though is just showing that I'm colouring in the next colour of Jasmine's birth calendar. So, let's move on.
I'm finally doing something that I've been waiting to do for a very long time. That is quitting McDonald's.
Wow, I actually called it McDonald's rather than McHell for once. Anyway, I wrote them a letter and gave my 3 weeks notice. Excuse my voice though, I had a bit of a cold at the time.
Once again, thank you for the opportunity you've provided me with, and I'll be leaving with valuable skills I've obtained from my time here. Kind regards, Philip Adams.
Yeah, I certainly sounded grateful and so on for my time there in the letter, but if they'd seen how many times I'd referred to them as McHell, they would know that those words were more on the professional side as opposed to the truthful side. Anyway, let's see Nana and Grandpa come over again for the usual Sunday lunch in the next video.
We've got a little photo to show you of a little face.
Oh, yeah.
Nana, we've got a photo of Jasmine.
We've got a photo of her face from an ultrasound.
Did you?
I just had the ultrasound.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of excitement over that picture of Jasmine's face from the ultrasounds, but by this point, my Nana was getting so ill that she didn't want to come over for the Sunday lunches anymore.
I want to stay in a car up there, no room up there, you see.
What do you mean stay in the car up there?
She wasn't going to do that. I was always driving in here.
I didn't want to come in down here.
Oh, you've got to come down, Mum. I'll help you. I'll help you, you know. And just
No,
as well, I was in the garage.
No, we don't.
I got back from all my deliveries.
Stairs.
There's only a few down to here from that garage level.
Still, I almost did it.
We didn't know it at this point, but unfortunately a lot of that illness was caused by undiagnosed cancer.
So Nana, probably in 7 weeks from now you'll be able to hold Jasmine, the baby.
How long?
Probably 7 weeks.
Luckily my Nana was still alive to see and hold Jasmine, as you'll see in the next episode. Anyway, on the topic of my grandpa now, it turns out he dislikes the same foods that I do.
But with that breakfast, Mum, I hate the mushrooms.
But you still eat them, don't you?
They're disgusting.
But
Grandpa don't
tell me
like
something,
them.
Phil. Did you leave one single mushroom on your
No.
plate? See how I taught him? He hates them, but he eats every bit of them. You see?
I hate them with a passion.
Yeah, I agree entirely. Anyway, moments later I attempted to get Obi, but it appears that his owners weren't home.
The doorbell's not working, so I knocked, and then I hear Obi run up the stairs and go to the door, at the door, and he's just doing that at the door, no one's answering. So Obi's just at the door screaming his guts out, pretty
He's
much.
home by himself then.
Yup, Obi was home by himself, drooling over the thought of the meat, but he was locked up at home with no way to escape. Or so he thought.
What's happened?
He
He's
missed
escaped
you.
from
He let himself out.
the fence or done something, and he's let himself out.
Has it?
Yeah.
He somehow got it, and he went straight to our door.
Over there.
At the door, and then he got out and came to our door.
Over here. Come on.
He coming. He coming.
Oh, look at you. Look at you.
Yeah, Lord. How did he come in here?
He's got outside.
Obi, go outside. Good boy. He knew what the word outside means, doesn't he?
Get him outside.
That's the boy.
Yeah, it turns out this was a smart dog that found a way to escape, and he even had a receptive understanding of the English language. Anyway, my Nana loved Obi, especially his name.
Obo. What a bloody name, Obo.
No, it's over.
Good. That's very good. No Christian name. I hate when the people give a dog and cat and give a Martin or Stephen or...
There's a dog down the road in North Manly. You've seen him. His full name is Sebastian, but they call him Bass. It's Sebastian.
Hello, Sebastian.
Jesus,
But
I
don't you
hate
remember
that.
that big galah I had? I called it Sir James. Don't you remember that? What? Sir James.
Yep, my mum had guts to name her pet bird that after knowing how much my nana hated it. On the topic of pet names, let's see what my grandparents named their pet.
We have a dog when I was little one, and we call him Toto.
Socha.
Toto.
Mine was called Prince. The other one that we had later on was a cattle dog called Laddie.
I'm guessing the name Toto was a reference to the 1939 Wizard of Oz movie based on the fact that my nana grew up in the 1940s. Anyway, next up I experiment with the dog whistle on my iPod Touch.
I'm gonna try a dog whistle.
She enjoying. Go in a bedroom too.
I don't know about you guys, but I can never get dogs to react to high-pitched noises from phone apps. Anyway, in the next video, I talk about how excited I am for my sister to be born.
I just wanted to say I'm really looking forward to when Jasmine's born. I can't wait. I can't wait till she can see me properly. I can't wait till she can speak, because that'll be a great thing to have when she first walks. That'll be pretty cool, her first walk, her first day at school.
It's cool to see me talking about this back then, because right now I have videos of Jasmine achieving all of those milestones and many more. Keep watching these episodes and you'll eventually see those too. Anyway, in the next video, I talk about things that are currently impossible in 2009.
Today I wanted to talk to you about things scientists have thought about, people want to do, but doesn't exist. So let me give you an example. Teleportation. What's teleportation? Okay, teleportation is when, okay, let's just pretend I'm sitting here in my room. Next second, I can just go press a button or do whatever, and I go, fling, I'm in Paris. Or, I don't know, 1 second I'm here, 1 second I'm on my bed. That's teleportation. Going somewhere without actually travelling there.
Teleportation from my chair to my bed? Gosh, can you imagine how lazy you would have to be to use a teleporter to move somewhere that's just 2 steps away? Anyway, skimming along through the videos here, I discuss my nana's health declining, my mum feeling like she's having contractions, and of course, the end of my McDonald's career.
I'm really excited because it's getting to the point where I'm actually finishing McDonald's now. So Saturday, because it's Thursday now, but on Saturday, that'll be my last McDonald's shift. Yeah, only 1 more day left at McDonald's, but oh boy, I'm dreading it.
Yeah, it certainly was a desperate countdown until my last shift. But the next day, it appears there's a problem.
Basically, I shouldn't be working at McDonald's anymore, because I've sent a letter 3 weeks ago saying I'm going to quit. But they've rostered me for another week after tomorrow was supposed to be my last shift, when they've shifted me the week after tomorrow. So I've got to get that fixed, and I'm going to call them now.
Just as I call up McDonald's, note that at the time there were 2 managers, and this sometimes caused some confusion in regards to rosters. But most of all, it caused me confusion while trying to remember the name of the manager that I was talking to.
Mark speaking, how can I help you?
Oh, hello Mark, it's Philip Adams here.
Yes, how are you?
I'm okay, but 3 weeks ago I sent a letter about me leaving McDonald's as a job.
Okay.
I gave it to Chris.
This is the first I've heard about it.
Oh, okay, well I told Mark 3 weeks ago.
You told Chris, eh?
Chris 3, yeah.
Yeah, if only that was the only time I messed up.
Yeah, I'll look after it and I'll get it fixed up.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye Chris.
Cool.
I mean Mark.
no problem. See you,
Bye.
Mark.
Yep, messed up again. And during the phone call, the names weren't the only thing I got muddled up with.
On the note I wrote for the last day for me to work was the 27th of July, so I am working tomorrow.
Okay.
But after that was supposed to be it, and I've been rostered for the week after that, so I just wanted to make you aware of
And
that.
you say 27th of July.
Yeah. So tomorrow is 27th of July. I know I'm working tomorrow, but you shifted me.
27th of June.
Oh, yeah, 27th of June, yeah.
Yeah, I was a complete mess up on the phone. And remember that this is the person that's supposed to be giving me a job reference, so if I were him, I'd have a lot of trouble writing an honest review.
Oh, I didn't like that. That was a little much.
Anyway, next up I colour the first orange rectangle on Jasmine's birth calendar and discuss my last McDonald's shift, which isn't too interesting, so let's move on to the next Nana and Grandpa video.
Hey Dad, you should see our nice new kettle. Once you've cut up that, I'll show it to you. It looks really good. A new modern sword.
Yeah.
Overall, this feels like just another day my Nana and Grandpa came over for lunch. We ate, my Grandpa trimmed the bush in front of our apartment, which I don't usually get footage of him doing, and of course, Obi came over. Come on, this side.
Where is that meat that you got in that line?
Look at you.
Hurry up, there's some nice fat for your diet.
Shh, I've got the door open. Yeah, at this point, I had to close the door, just in case the neighbours heard.
Look, it's like found you.
Hello, sweetie.
It's a very gentle dog.
That's what I
He doesn't make it stay in his mouth long to enjoy the taste.
say she don't.
Yeah.
Look at you. You are a bad boy.
Oh, that's a good bit I can give him. Obi,
Oh, look at
just
that.
for your diet. You don't get that at home, do you? That's why he wants to come here. Sometimes when they arrive home, you know what he does? Rather than going down to their place, he comes down to our place. And they're at the door. Obi, where are you?
Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to work out why Obi would be coming to our place rather than going home to his diet.
Look at that head comes up over.
You've eaten all the fat, so that's good. You can go home to your owners and they can wonder why you're not losing weight.
Well, to be honest, I believe by this point, the owners knew why the diet wasn't working.
Phil, can you give him this outside?
Obi.
Come on over.
Actually, I can give him some of this juice because I've pretty much put enough for this meat. Give him that.
Okay.
Very carefully, don't spill it.
Now, Obi,
He knows.
careful. Careful. Relax. Calm down.
There's no waste with that diet.
Can't see.
You finished it all.
Oh. No, not that big.
Don't let him kiss you, anyone.
Not coming here.
Yeah, because he gets something here he does not
Yeah,
get
she
at home.
knows. Yeah.
And that's fat.
I bet after all this, our neighbours couldn't wait for us to move to our next apartment, but this was still a year away.
Remember that day Philip went to the door, no one was home, and Obi scratching at the door, heard him, and then Philip came back inside, and then Obi scratching at our door, he escaped.
Apart from secretly escaping, Obi often did things that he wasn't supposed to do.
Obi.
I know sometimes.
Obi. Come on.
Yeah, great. Right on our new carpet, Obi. You know how long it took to find that carpet?
Oh, you're a bad boy.
Yeah, everybody loved him so much that nobody could punish him. Anyway, he eventually decided to go home when the meat ran out, so we started on dessert.
Now, how big a piece would you like, Mum?
No.
A little one? Well, look, I'll cut you a very small one, and if you want more, there's plenty.
Yeah, this was typical of my mum. You say no, but she still gives you some. Anyway, after eating, my nana spoke to me about how her 17-year-old son reacted to my mum's birth.
Jasmine will be here in about less than 8 weeks.
Oh, you will love it. She's so tiny when she's born. Frank, when I born Diana, he's a 17. And when she's born, he come in and touch her feet. Put in his hand, you can hardly see it. And we touched her, she wouldn't believe it himself. You will do the same thing.
Yes, sometimes you can forget just how small newborn babies are and how incapable they are of the most basic of actions. On the topic of my mum when she was young, I asked my nana what my mum's first word was.
And what was Diana's first word?
Dada.
Every mother's worst nightmare, their baby's first word being dada rather than mama. Anyway, as I said earlier, this felt like a normal day, but it wasn't. It was the last time my nana ever came over for lunch and the last time I spoke to her in person. You'll see her again in the next episode where my dad filmed my grandparents seeing Jasmine in the hospital after birth, but all future lunches were just too much for her, so she stayed home. In the next video, I call McDonald's asking for my job reference, but it appears the manager isn't there.
Good evening, Brooklyn McDonald. This is Steve. How can I help you?
Oh, hello, it's Philip here.
Hello.
Is Chris or Mark there?
Nah, sorry.
Oh, well, I'll have to call back tomorrow. because they're going to write me a reference, so yeah.
So you want to know what I'm working?
Yeah, when would Chris be there?
Chris will be here day after tomorrow.
So Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay.
If only it was that easy to simply call the day after tomorrow. As you'll see in the next episode, it takes a lot of phone calls to finally get that reference. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I'll see you guys in the next episode featuring July 2009, the month where I finally get my McDonald's job reference, and of course my baby sister Jasmine is born. See you then.